back to the Sea Witch and Dr. Doot podcast.
Today is a very, very special episode. We have our very first official guest. It is Jenny.
That's what they call me.
That's
my street name.
How does it feel?
It feels good.
Yeah?
Nice.
I'm overwhelmed
You're overwhelmed?
with gratitude.
Yeah, look at this. It's a beautiful night to podcast.
It is.
Yeah.
Matt just came and picked me up off on the street.
That's true.
He brought me here.
I didn't actually know her beforehand.
No. He saw me and said,
I said, she's going to be a star.
I see potential in this girl.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to remember my prompts, but I think one was Jenny flavored prompt was journey to the big city. Because we have
Nice.
all
like
three
that.
of us have journeyed from very small rural
I thought you
town.
said Jenny to the big city.
Jenny to the that works as well.
That's it.
All of
This
us.
makes more sense.
Yeah. We've journeyed
Journey.
from little town to big town,
It's true.
and we can all tell our thoughts, but we can start with you. What is your feelings? What is your
My
experiences? How's your life changed?
How are you feeling?
Like right now? Just like regardless.
that works too.
I don't know. I think city be city.
City be
Nice.
city.
Well, I feel like I always say it's like, oh, big city, and everyone's like, this isn't city. This is Newcastle.
Yeah,
like it doesn't count.
Do people say that?
People
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that, and you're like,
Why?
dude, you
What?
have no idea, because they're like,
Yeah.
lives so close to Sydney, and they're like, oh, Sydney's a city, but Newcastle is 100% a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like,
There's lanes.
if
There's traffic lights.
If there's
Yeah.
buildings that are more than like 5 stories tall, then it's a city. That's like, I feel like that's
just a
how
rule.
I do it in my brain.
yeah, I don't know. I feel
That's why I feel like kind of uncomfortable when people talk about Tamworth being a city. Because it's
Yeah.
like, it's really big, but there's no
It's not-
big tall buildings.
this. Okay, yeah.
Maybe there is.
I need to vent about Tamworth.
Okay.
I hate Tamworth. I'm,
Don't we
I'm
all
sorry.
hate Tamworth?
It just started off bad because like I moved from Wagga Wagga to Narrabri,
Yes.
and so Wagga's not like big. It's like 60 or 70,000 people, I think. But I moved to Narrabri, which is like obviously way smaller. I think it's like 7,000 or something like that.
You
Something like
jennied to Narrabri.
Yeah, I jennied to
Journey to a
Narrabri.
small city.
And then,
Yeah.
but like, 'cause I remember, I think the first school trip I went to was to Tamworth, and everyone was like hyping up, like, "Oh, it's sick! This like the shopping's awesome, all this stuff." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited to go to Tamworth. Must be awesome." And I got there, I'm like, "This is just worse than the place I moved from. What the hell?" Because like, they were talking about the same way that people in Wagga used to talk about like Canberra or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we used to have like a tradition in our family where for New Year's we'd go to Canberra and do our shopping.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is awesome. It's a city.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Now it's just like
Tamworth. And I'm like, what the hell?
I had a
With the reverse
conversation.
angle parking on the street. That just makes me angry.
I literally had a conversation on Sunday just talking about how bad Tamworth is.
Yeah. Okay, good. I
So,
thought I was going to get
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't understand the reverse angle parking thing anywhere.
Neither. I don't get
It
it.
doesn't make anything easier.
No.
It's just like,
You got to pull out because you have to go further
'Cause,
and then
like-
go back in.
Yeah.
So you're like stopping the flow of traffic.
right, but
it's
the
just
whole
like-
thing is reversing's the harder part
Yeah.
of driving, right?
Yeah.
Going forward's easier than going backwards. If you're reversing into a park, you have to aim. If you're
Yeah,
reversing
yeah.
out of a park, you don't have to aim. You just
Yeah.
like
You just have to
reverse.
make
Like
sure you
very
don't-
broadly.
Yeah.
aim.
Yeah.
It's just like go backwards.
I like the aiming.
Sometimes you miss.
Easy to aim when you're driving forward, so just make
Yeah.
the park's nose in.
Yeah, that's true. I've never thought about it like that. I just think it like fundamentally goes against like the laws of traffic. Though.
No
It's
one
like,
goes backwards.
the flow. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're going to be slow and like stop,
Yeah.
like reverse out of a park, you need to wait for your right of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like stopping to go in is just like so backwards. I don't get it, but it's so back. It's so backwards.
Funny.
Yeah. So
Can we
that
put,
was, that's my
Canberra
rant about
after him?
Tamworth. That's
Wait,
about all I have against
what
it.
was the subject we were talking about?
Tamworth.
Journey to the city.
Jenny to the city.
Journey to the city.
Journey to the city.
or / journey to the city. So
I feel like I have more things, but I can't remember them. Can you maybe, Matthew, tell us your things, and maybe it'll like trigger my thoughts about the city.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like. It doesn't have to be like anti-Tamworth or anti-Narrabri. It could be like general.
Is this Newcastle
differences.
specific?
Or like your experience living in a different place.
Bigger place.
I will say, like I had a bit of a revelation recently. A bit of a what's that word? Not epitome, the other one, because like when something clicks in your brain.
Yeah.
Anyway, something clicked in my.
Wait, did you say epitome? Isn't it
Epiphany.
Epiphany. That's it.
Yes.
That's why I said it's not epitome, because obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, because you know how like you're living in a small town, you're like, oh, it's gonna be sick. I'm gonna go to the city, and there's gonna be so many more people there.
Yes.
In general, I suck at meeting people because I don't ever go out anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like I realized that really hasn't made much of a difference at all. But that's a fine. It's just like.
Well, I think it got. It kind
did,
of robbed from you as well with.
That's
COVID.
right. It did get a bit wacko
true.
mode there.
Yeah.
That's true. I have a thing.
Yeah.
I realised.
And that might just be influencing my perspective.
Yes,
What
this
were
is
you
true. No, coffee is a
Yeah.
culture
Yeah, what
here.
the hell is that?
Okay, so story. So
I mean, that's it's the only thing I've noticed through like churchy sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, this is
people
true.
do.
I still think it's a culture here to go out to a coffee shop because there's so many nice coffee shops to go to. Whereas in a smaller town, you've got like 3 to decide between, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, some people do it, but I don't know. Here, it's just more of a thing to go and get a coffee. So I was having a conversation with someone, and they're like, "Oh, what coffee do you drink or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't drink coffee," and I got like this stare, like I was an alien.
yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, I drink tea," and then they were like, "Oh, I know someone that drinks tea." I was like, "Yeah."
Like you're a minority.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I have
It's
a
so
friend that's
alienating.
yeah. It was that was right when I first moved here, and I was like, okay.
That is something. Yeah, it is so much more fun exploring. Like there are so many places.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's sick.
Like eating places where you're like, I never knew this was here.
Just like places as well.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the other week when Matilda was here and we went for a walk around like to the obelisk
Oh yeah.
and stuff
you
like
hadn't
that.
been there?
No, I hadn't.
Oh.
It's just like around that part of town.
Just the fact that there's places that I don't know about,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
which is
And
plenty of.
I feel like every few months I'm here, a new part of town pops up that I haven't really explored before.
Oh, is that because I never actively have explored?
Yeah,
I just sort of
exactly.
like my sphere of
yeah.
activity just slowly widens.
Yeah, that's what happens to me too.
Yeah.
It's like in a video game when you unlock a new part of
Yeah.
yeah. That's how I feel. Like there's this part of town, I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's where that drive-through KFC is or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Broadmeadow?
Yeah. I pretty much, I don't think I ever went there. And then I had like, in the space of like 3 weeks, I was there like 4 times.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, this is a new unlocked part of town.
Yeah.
Because there's like a sick hobby shop there that like sells all this stuff.
Oh.
I was like, this is cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, it is. It is like just, I don't know. This is a boring, like, aspect of the big city, but it's just like so much more options for everything. Like when you, I was looking online for like PC parts and like ages ago, and then I realized this shop is literally like down the road, like
Yeah.
Decomp. I'm like, that's just insane to me. And like you go there, you walk in, and it's got like walls of graphics cards, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And like anything you're interested in, like
Yeah, there's, like,
in
a dedicated
Narrabri, it was
shop.
like, oh, I'll have to go to Tamworth and freaking buy some
Freaking Tamworth.
Like, or if you
freaking Tamworth.
Tamworth.
For instance, if you wanted to buy a pair of shoes, you can't
Yeah.
do that.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
like
We don't need, like, there is literally like 2 clothes shops now.
Yeah, it's
Really?
Target's
crazy.
gone.
that was the best part of Narrabri.
There's no Target anymore. There's no like chain shop, like clothes
Yeah.
shop anymore. They're just like independently owned business, like 2 independently owned businesses. So there's like a lot of markup, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
So it's not very accessible.
Yeah.
Like where do you buy your socks?
Yeah.
And any music related stuff, it was always like I have to get
yeah.
it from
Trash.
And the culture.
Newcastle, pretty much.
Like I was like
Small town
I
culture,
was
you mean?
stunned. Like I was shocked. Like when I moved to Narrabri, and like there was like you can count the number of musicians like the whole school on like one hand almost.
Yeah.
That was
That's
just,
why
like,
if you're a musician, everyone's like, oh.
yeah. Like that was just absurd to me. Like I remember seeing the state of the music room. I was just like, uh-oh. There's like 6 strings to share amongst all of the guitars.
damn.
So I was very much enjoying.
Apologies.
Well, it's
to
actually
all our-
really hard. Like coming from that sort of culture where you're like one of 2 drummers or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then coming to a room, like, because I was like studying music, there's a room of like 8 drummers who are all like just sick,
Insane.
and you're just like, oh,
I suck.
this is yeah. But it's good. Like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
the best thing
Makes you better.
for me. But it's also confronting when you've just been like
Especially
in your own
when
little
I
world
feel like
for so long.
not only are there not many of your musician, like when you get older, everyone sort of drops away. I feel like in
Yeah.
a smaller town. Not only are there not many of you, if you're any good, the amount of praise you get is way too much for what you actually.
Disproportionate.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like
yeah.
everyone thinks you're a celebrity, especially like, yes, for musicians, but like for singers. Like, because I think small town culture, when a lot of people don't know a lot about music, the singer's the front of the stage.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're all that matters. So if you're a singer, it's just like, you're
Yeah.
amazing. I had someone, like, I don't primarily sing, but I sung somewhere, and they asked for my autograph because they're like, you're going to be famous one day.
That's awesome.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I just like signed it. It was just like a random mum.
Did you have an autograph ready? Like, did you
It was
have
just- it was just
like
like
a J with like a star?
No, I
or
just like
something?
gave them. I don't even know. I honestly had forgotten that even happened until just now. Like,
Whoa.
they were leaving town, I think, so they were getting people to sign like a, I don't know, like a book, like with a message.
Like memoirs. Or,
Yeah. So, but then they were just that's why they asked me. Like instead of, I don't know, it was weird. It was like that was their reason. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're out there, I'm not famous yet.
Yeah, well, you are now. You're on the
Yeah.
See Wishing Dr. Doot
This is
podcast.
a big time.
You made it.
I've made it. I'm here.
That's interesting. I was going to say something. What were you talking about before? The first thing you mentioned
First thing I mentioned.
about.
Oh, the amount of people. How I was like,
I like making friends.
yeah. Because it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
I think, I don't know how to put it, but it's like, I realized that I don't need to make a million friends sort of thing. Like, because I have good friends here. I have you guys,
Yeah.
and then I've got like Trash and Bike and so forth, what have you. And then yeah, I don't have many friends. There's like not many super close friends, but I realized I don't have to have like a bunch of close friends only.
I
Like,
don't think many
Yeah.
people do.
Yeah, no.
It
that,
seems
but,
like
but
that.
I realized that.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
hey,
But-
I do have friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole time you've been here, it's been like constant oppression. Not oppression,
That's true.
but like, like oppression of the live music
I've been
industry.
very oppressed.
Well, that's
I know
yeah.
someone that drinks
We've
tea.
Yeah. No, well, because like most of the friends I have in Newcastle are from like people you just see at like gigs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just like go around and there's been less and less gigs because of COVID. Also, the oh wait, other beers.
Yeah, that's what my
Oh
time
yeah,
was for.
sweet. Ad break. Quickly rate the beer out of 10.
Wait.
I like this. I give it like a 8.5 probably.
I'm going 7.8.
I feel like, okay, I give it an 8, but also I feel like I'm not a detailed person enough to like be a beer connoisseur, because I just like beer and I just
Neither.
drink it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's good.
The trick to acting like you're a good person for like being a connoisseur of anything is to put a decimal point in your rating.
Yeah.
See, that's why our
7.3.
reviews sounded
Oh.
professional. And yours sounded
I've made
weak.
it. I've made a mistake.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.1.
yeah, you got it.
Smart.
I can feel it. I feel.
You
I
know
feel
what you're
it.
talking about.
I can feel it. We were in the throes of the conversation, but I
Yeah,
forgot.
we were talking about friends, gigs. You were saying some important point, and then my timer went off, and I said, And then you said, "Is that the beers?" And I said, "Yeah, that's why I set the timer for the beers."
And that's where our story begins.
And that's where our story begins. You're caught up to the start of the movie or whatever, however that usually works.
Does anyone else? Oh, hang on. Yeah, being close to the beach is amazing to me.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
You agree? No, yes, I agree. Like
No, yes.
no, yes. Scenically, is that
Yeah.
a word? Scenically,
Yeah.
and like weather, environment. Yes.
Mm.
I don't
Yeah.
really go in. I've never actually been into the ocean since I've been here. Yeah, I know.
That's
I
insane.
went actually one random night. It was like midnight, and we like spontaneously went down. It was like a bar beach. We're like, oh, let's just like run across the sand. Anyway, I don't know. Like I think like I went out into the water a bit. Anyway, turned around, got our torch on, and realized there were like blue bottles all the way back up to the road. And we looked through our foot, like, you know, you can see like your
no way.
footsteps,
Yeah.
and there were just like it was crazy.
That's
Like
insane.
That's
like we
crazy.
just missed like, and so we literally had to like use our phone torch and tread where our feet had been on the way back so we could make it, because there was no other way. We couldn't, like, they were just so like
That's insane.
like condensed. I don't know, like there was so many of them in such a small place.
One of my favorite pastimes on family holidays used to be like if we went to the beach, we'd always have a night where we'd go out and catch crabs.
Oh
Whoa.
yes, I did
We'd
that
just
as well.
run around on the beach with like buckets and catch crabs.
I did that
like
as
chase
well.
them down. It was so much fun.
That sounds.
I want to
primal.
do
I
that
wanna
again
try
one
that.
day. We should
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Crab
Anyway.
catching.
Yeah, living near the beach for me, because I pretty much live like right next to the beach, which is sick. Although I
You
don't
can
swim in
see
the beach much.
Ocean out of your window.
What I have been doing over the it's crazy. But what I have been doing over the last like month or so, is like pretty much, at least like a few times a week, I go down to where the rock pools and stuff are, and I just
Oh,
like
yeah.
look around the rock pools. It's a
Just
good
to
time.
check, make sure they're
Yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't go enough.
Mark the roll.
The other
make
day-
sure all the crabs are still there.
Yeah. The other day I found the biggest sea snail I've ever seen. It was huge.
Ooh.
It was sick.
Yeah, I definitely don't go enough,
Oh, same. Yeah.
but it's very calming. when you just
Yeah.
go there.
It's to sit in the back of a car and like, I mean, your cars, you can't really do that, but like, you know, park and look at the beach is pleasant.
Yeah, well, like, when I first moved here, in between like uni classes, I used to go and swim.
Yeah,
And
nice.
it's like,
Just lay in the waters.
it is, and like even today, I was just like posting something, and then like you're just driving over like to the post office, and you just see the ocean, and you're just like, whoa.
Is that okay? As a last, if we're finishing up this segment for the jennying to the whatever.
Jenny to the city.
Jenny to the city.
Jenny to the center.
Jenny to the city. When you live in a country town or not coastal town for most of your life, and you go on holidays to a coastal place, and you do that moment where you go over a hill and then you see like the vast expanse that is the ocean, and you kind of have that moment where you're like, whoa, lots of water, and it's like this really cool, excited feeling. And I don't know, like, I don't think it's worn off yet.
Oh,
But
really?
I don't think, but like I think it has a little bit. Like it's different, but yeah. Is that a feeling that you understand? Agree?
Oh,
with?
yeah.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes, yeah, because like I can see the ocean. Sometimes I like look at it and I'm like, holy crap, that's massive.
Yeah, I still have that. It's definitely not as exciting anymore.
And then you think
But-
of like how tiny that is, like on a scale of the actual full ocean.
Yeah,
It's insane.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Ocean.
Here we are again talking about the ocean. We always talk about the ocean. We need to actually.
It always comes back.
I need to
do a
research.
podcast from the
All
ocean.
things lead to all things lead to the ocean.
It's
True.
But yeah, I catch myself like not even taking notice of it, and then I like stop and be like, "This is actually sick.
Mm.
I
This is
need
true.
to appreciate this." And there's so many people like Newcastle locals that just don't understand
Yeah, they
the
haven't got
pleasure
the
of this place.
appreciation. Yeah.
Like, someone was like, "Oh, I can't remember who it was," but someone's like, "Oh, I just can't wait to get out of Newcastle," and I'm like,
What?
"You have no idea how
Where are you
most of
going?
the country lives."
where did they
Where
go?
are you going?
Like, yeah,
To
I-
Tamworth.
it does, yeah. Like, I hate to
You gotta
break
do
it to
shopping
you.
somewhere.
Yeah. But like, it doesn't get much better than this, I think, in terms of ideal living conditions.
Yeah, no, it's very.
It's
sweet.
a nice in between. It's
Yeah.
not too
Yeah.
Like
big.
everywhere's easy to get to. Relatively, like
Yeah.
compared to Sydney.
Everything's like 20 minutes away max.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Definitely. So, any closing thoughts on Jenny to the city?
I'm all Jenny'd out.
All right. So I had one more, a new segment
Ooh.
tailored just for Jenny.
Mm.
It's called Hot Takes with Jenny.
Ooh.
Can I have a theme song?
Yeah, do it.
Hot takes with Jenny. Hot takes with Jenny. Hot takes with Jenny. Hot takes with Jenny.
It's a masterpiece.
Very good.
So I just wanted to. I can't remember what I had written down, to be
Right.
honest. But I had some
Me either. I didn't have
incredibly
anything written down.
controversial statements for you to give your hot take on.
Mm.
The first one is pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
Yes.
And what? Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Like, why do I think it's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, disclaimer. I understand why people don't like it. Because
Okay,
it's a
good.
fruit. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't belong with that.
Thank you.
You don't like pineapple on pizza, do you?
I have a very what do you call it when something's like it's complicated but
Tumultuous.
no
You
what?
have You have a complicated relationship
I have a
with
very
pineapple.
not refined. There's like a certain word I'm going for. And it's not
You have a
coming to mind.
refined
Refined.
relationship with pineapple?
No.
Pineapple?
You have a fun relationship with pineapple?
No, it's I have it's very thought out. There's a lot of layers to it. There's not. It's very simple.
Well, it
but
doesn't matter because it's hot takes with Jenny.
That's true.
Anyway. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you want to explain?
All I have to say about it is I'd rather not, but I don't care.
Nice. Okay. Well, I will answer the question,
Mm.
which is about pineapple. Why it's good. Yes. I don't know. Like, I enjoy the like, maybe it's just because like it's just what my parents bought like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably why, because I remember like, you know how like people do the banana on pizza as well?
Yeah.
Like, I've never had that, and I was always like, that's super weird. But then I'm like, if I'm saying that and I like pineapple, I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I feel like banana on like a dessert pizza thing.
yeah, dessert, like that makes sense. I don't know. I think it's just like that whole like sweet. It's not sweet and sour, but it's
Yeah.
just like that
Yeah.
contrast flavor.
I've
That's
never
why.
got it.
It's
Like,
just-
and like
It doesn't make
pineapple on work
sense.
burgers and stuff. I'm like,
See,
it's
I
not-
like that as well, and
Yeah.
I like it on a toasty as well, like a ham and cheese toasty.
Yeah, I don't.
I understand why. Like, I'm like, it doesn't make sense, but I just like it.
Okay, I respect that. As you're the first pineapple enjoyer that I've respected, because you
Oh.
understand that it is not.
Yeah,
It is an abomination.
I know it doesn't make sense. I'm like, fruit does not have a place here. But
Yeah, well, it's
here
not
it
even
is.
like the definition that it's a fruit. It's just that it's absurdly sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
like-
juicy.
Yeah, it's just like, why is this on my slice of savory
Yeah, exactly.
goodness?
And it's like it's usually a cold thing,
Damn, I want pizza.
but it's
Yeah.
on like a yes. Pizza is probably my favorite food, but yes, that's your hot take with
Yeah, and I had a few other hot takes that I'm struggling to remember. Does anyone have any?
Does anyone else have any hot
what
takes?
Is
do you
there
think
anyone
about the
else-
current socio-political climate
You know
in
what?
Venezuela?
The pineapple is growing, and it's good.
Nice. That's why.
The
that's why we
pineapple
have
is
you on.
cooking
Stocks skyrocket.
with pineapple. Controversial.
Jenny solves world hunger.
That's next headline.
Yeah, how about this? Here's my world hunger solution.
Oh, okay.
Take the pineapple
Yes.
off the pizzas and send the pineapples to people that need it.
Revolutionary.
Yes.
Therefore, you don't have an abomination of a pizza and people get to eat pineapple.
But that means I don't get pineapple on pizza.
But we've all got to make sacrifices.
What sacrifice are you making here?
I'm making the sacrifice of...
Like your creative genius?
Yeah,
Is that what
I'm-
your time? Like the 3
My
seconds
time.
you thought to think of that?
yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if that equates to my sacrifice.
That's brain power he could have spent on making up more segments.
It's true. I'm trying to think. What? Oh, I remember one of them. Rollerblading or skateboarding.
Oh, I do both.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's about you.
Yeah, so, okay, well, my rollerblades are broken. That's your fault, Jordan. No, yeah, they're broken. So, obviously, I don't do that. Okay, so rollerblading, I've done that for my whole life. Like,
Oh my
pretty much
gosh.
since I was 5. Like, I'm not, like, amazing. Like, I can rollerblade. Pretty much the only thing I can do that's cool is go backwards. Like, I don't know any tricks or anything like that. But I guess we just got hand-me-down rollerblades from our cousins. So, my brothers, we just would rollerblade since we were children. But it took me till I was 13 to realise it hasn't been cool since the 90s. Like, it was never cool when I was doing it. Like, but I did it till I was probably like, until they broke like 2 years ago. Like, I would just do it because it was fun.
Yeah.
Skateboarding, I'm definitely no pro. I got a skateboard like last year in the wee hours of the morning. I bought one online.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to skateboard. But yeah, that was something I didn't do when I was a child, which I feel like most people did. I don't know. Anyway, so I got a cruiser, and then just because it was like lockdown, no one was doing anything. So I was like, I just teach myself how to skateboard. So I have like semi-confident. I'm like,
that's so cool.
I can ride one. I'm not going to fall off like unless I hit something. I don't know.
Damn.
I can't do any tricks though. Matt did say that if I can do, I can't remember what it was.
Probably a kickflip.
Yeah, it was a kickflip. He
That's-
said he'd give me
that's
$10.
the only thing I ever say.
He said if I could do a kickflip, he'd give me $10.
That's true. Do you know how to do a kickflip?
No, well, it's a cruiser. I feel like that wouldn't be. I mean, maybe you can do that.
You're already ahead of me. I don't know the classifications of different.
I think, okay, I feel like
Yeah.
someone's probably going to shoot me because I'm saying it wrong or have the wrong idea. But cruiser, like, they're smaller and they're more for just like going for a little ride around. It's not like for tricks.
Right.
Like a penny board type thing?
It's bigger than a penny board, and it's not like plastic like a penny board, but it's the same idea. Yes, it's not like
I can picture it in my head.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's fun.
I was into longboarding as a wee lad.
Many a story.
Yeah.
Didn't that longboard like appear recently?
Yeah.
In someone's car.
Was it in Ethan's car?
Was it?
Yeah.
It's like your childhood longboard, which you
Yeah.
had not seen, and then one day.
Wasn't
it Michael?
That's what I was gonna say. It might have been Bike's car.
And then he opened the back of his car. And
Yeah,
it
and
was
he
your
just had it.
childhood
I'm like, how did I still don't know how he got that. So
Yeah, no, it was Bike.
yeah, because I was like, how? I don't understand because I gave it up after I had like a massive fall and like couldn't walk for a week. So I was like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore.
Fair enough.
And then I gave it to Ethan because Ethan was like.
Your cousin.
Ethan's my cousin, and he was the main contributing factor to me
Yes.
even doing this because he was just like, "Oh yeah, do it."
Yep.
I was like, "All right, have this," because I just bought like epic ceramic bearings, for my longboard, which means it goes for like ever.
That's cool.
It's just like
It's a perpetual motion
yeah,
machine.
yeah. And then somehow, like all these years later, my other friend, Bike. Or Michael, if you're being technical about it, he opens up his boot and he's just got like my old longboard in there, and it can't be another longboard because I remember I didn't like the logo on it, so I spray painted out a bit of it, and so like that was it. It was like my longboard
gosh.
from my childhood. I was like, "How did you get this?" And he's just like, "What was his answer? I can't even remember." He's just like, "I don't know, man. I just have it."
That's so weird.
Like, it's just like, how did he get that? I don't know.
It's just like a glitch in the Matrix. Type
Yeah.
Did
thing.
he lived in Wagga though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, so it's not like.
But it's like,
yeah.
but like, because me and Mike were like close, but Ethan and Mike weren't close.
Oh,
Like,
they
they're
weren't.
No.
Oh, that's so bizarre. I thought they
yeah.
were friends. I was like, oh, so he just gave
It's
it.
like
to
it
him.
had to change hands
like multiple
multiple
times.
times.
Oh, so did you ask Ethan what he did with it?
No, I bet but he would not remember.
Oh, okay.
He's got a worse memory than me.
Right.
And
Because it'd be interesting if he was like, I just sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Or
Yeah.
something.
Seems like a good time to tell you that story, the childhood story of my fall. So I was never any good at longboarding,
Yes.
but I was in a group of lads that they got pretty good. Like they had like
Like a longboarding group? Like
Yeah.
a club?
yeah, like a club. We were
Course.
How old were
actually
you at this
the
time?
sickest lads. I was 13 or
Nice.
14. Anyway, like early high school.
Nice.
And like I was in the group with like there was like one other guy my age, and like 2 or 3 that were like 2 or 3 years older, and they all were into like it legit, like going down. They had like speedo things, where some of the speeds we clocked were like 40, 50 k's.
Oh my gosh.
Like fast.
That's scary.
Yeah, and they were into it. So like at those speeds, they had like sliding gloves. So like gloves like the big plastic things on them, and then you just like put it down behind you, like the power slide. It's
yes,
like kind of
I've
sick.
seen. Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like if you look up, like people are insane. People go like hundreds of kilometers an hour on these things and slide.
Scary.
It's insane.
That's like when you go down like a mountain, right?
Yeah.
And you got
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah,
I think that's a car. That scares me.
Yeah. That was like because I wasn't interested in doing tricks. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go fast down a hill.
Yeah, that's like me. I just want to go fast.
Yeah.
Not necessarily down a hill. That's another thing. Learning in Narrabri. Narrabri's flat, and then
Yeah,
I came here and I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Mini hill, coastal. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, continue.
So, yeah, behind my house, there was like this like emergency access like road sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I lived on the back of like a hill.
Yep.
And there was like this big dip on the hill, like they called it the Big Dipper.
So was it like tarred?
Yeah,
Okay,
but very
right.
like very rough. It wasn't smooth.
Yeah, right.
But we used to go up there and ride down it like
Yep.
maniacs. And then I remember I dismantled my longboard and put in these new ceramic bearings, which were like sick. So they were like, it's like gliding. And then when I put them back in or something, I don't remember how you do it, but I didn't tighten up my trucks properly. So like they were like looser than normal.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then I was just sending it. Like I went up there by myself on the back because I was excited. I went from the furthest back I could, like which is like a long road.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like giving it heaps, going like these are sick. And then I got like halfway down the thing and I got like the death wobbles.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna
And
say.
then I just fell off and I can't really remember much. But I don't even know how fast. It was probably not that fast. We were like 40 k's an hour.
That's still pretty fast
But-
to come off something.
Yeah. But yeah, all I had was like I had like pads on my hands, but that was it, and like and a helmet. And I remember like just lying, going like, and like looking at my arm, and you can see it here.
Isn't there still like is there still rock in your arm?
It's like black.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, that's the spot. It was like I pulled out a twig, like it was sticking out, and then it just kept on coming, and it was probably like a whole inch, just like buried vertically into my arm.
Oh god.
And I was just like horrified because I was like so shocked. Like I was in shock. Like I couldn't even feel it. I was just like, what is going on? Pulling this thing out. And then I walked home because I was away. I was like dripping, like my whole left was just dripping with blood. And like I ruined all my school shorts. Like, cause I was like got a big scar up here. Or like up there was just like road rash.
Oh.
And then I still remember this guy who looked at me about 25. He was walking his dog. His dog ran up because it was off a leash because it was like this big reserve thing. Came up, like started licking me. I was like, oh, I was like half passing out from blood loss.
Yeah, jeez.
And then he sees me, this random kid, covered in blood. His dog comes and like licks me. I'm just like walking past, like looking probably like white as a sheet. He doesn't do anything. He just walks straight past me. Like looking back at that, I'm like, what kind of adult are you? Where you don't be like, hey, are you alright, man? Anyway, I got home and then the first thing I said to my sister, because Ella's window was like facing the back.
Yeah.
I was like, get the camera, because I couldn't feel it. I was like still like in shock, and my body's like,
Yeah.
and then I took photos, and then mum was away, and dad was like, oh, what have you done? Like, yeah, I think he was more concerned with his well-being than mine. But yeah, no, because he had to leave for some school like formal or something.
Right.
And then, but like I just like in like 20 minutes before I had to go, I just rocked up like.
You're like, hello.
But yeah, I think I got the week off school. So I was happy.
Nice.
I remember just like lying on the couch like on this side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it hard to like bend your leg?
Oh yeah, like it was actually horrible because like I was just bandaged, and then every time, like I'd want to go shower, like it was all just like caked on from like the pus, and so I couldn't rip it off. So I had to just like wait till the water would wet it, and then try to rip it off, and it was just so that was horrible. But yeah, and that's why I don't longboard anymore.
That's fair enough.
That's fair enough. This ain't for me because I'm not really good with sports or anything.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's just more of a fun thing to do, which is
Yeah,
why
that's.
do.
I feel like that's weird because you've got such good coordination. It's like a strange mismatch.
Yeah, I don't know. I do and I don't. My body's just weird as.
Don't you have long arms?
Yeah. Allegedly.
I just remember, no, but like I don't know whether it's still like that. I just remember like a couple years ago, you just like standing up and being like, "Can't you like touch your knees with your hands without bending over?" And you like swung your arm and like hit your knee.
I think I'm more.
And
in
everyone was
proportion
just
now.
perplexed.
Did you know about the when?
Oh, so that's more.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you got to bend down.
Yeah. But
When
before
we-
I used to be like this.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Wait." Everyone else's hands went like halfway down their thighs, and yours just like naturally touched
Just
your
on my
knees.
Do you know about when he went to the tailor to get his suit done?
No.
They were like, what
What
they
was it
say?
like?
They
Is this
were
for
like,
your-
Just making like the.
this
the
for the
guy
wedding?
measuring-
Yeah.
Yeah, for my wedding. Was like
Yeah.
measuring up for my suit and was just like called his like other guy that was like working with him, was like, get a load of this dude's long arms. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? I'm right here. And he was like laughing and making jokes with me. They were actually awesome. I love them. But I was just
Yeah,
like,
those
what
guys
the
are
hell? But they did it in front of like all the other mates, and so they were like, I'm just like now.
Long arm.
What do you call that? I don't know. Oppressed. That's what you call that. For my long arms.
Damn.
You have long arms. I drink tea. What are you
Yeah.
impressed about?
What?
Exactly.
What aren't I?
But yeah, I'm just a weirdly proportioned guy.
It doesn't look that way though. Like I wouldn't look at you and go, "That's weird."
Yeah, well, I've got flat feet and I'm bow-legged and stuff, so I'm just not good
Oh, you just
at
I'm
anything
just-
physical,
just
really.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
you allow it.
Yeah, I've never really been... Like, I played soccer for years, but I was never really any good.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like that happened to me with sports. I did it because everyone else did it,
Yeah.
and then music kind of came along, and then I was like, I can't be bothered to do sport. I'm just gonna do music things,
Yeah.
which I feel like probably happened to us,
Yeah.
all of us.
But yeah, well, if you play enough drums, it's almost like
It's
physical
physical.
activity anyway.
I feel like I wake up a sweat playing piano sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's normal or not, but
You know what's physically demanding is
What?
singing.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
performing singing is as well, even more so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
bet.
moving,
Yeah.
but like singing is as well. But yes,
But yeah. Drumming is quite physical.
it is. Yes, it's probably one of the most physical
Yeah.
things.
That's why I've always wanted to learn to drum. Just looks so fun. Just like
Oh, it is. It's just like...
Everyone says that. That is a very like.
It
A
is
lot of
so
people
fun.
agree with that. That's a very commonly
Yeah.
held thing.
Especially in
idea.
a context when you can they're just like go nuts.
Yes.
Like that's why I love drumming at church, like at Hillsong. It's so good because you just like never before is someone just like, oh hey, could you actually play louder?
yeah.
And they're like,
People
oh,
are
yeah.
always just like, shut up.
Yeah,
People,
and I'm
people
like,
always be like, play with brushes. It'll make it fun.
yeah, yeah. And so when you just get to just go ape, and you just like, it's just awesome.
Damn.
But yeah, you have to. I've had to watch myself sometimes. You go like too far, and then like by like the third song, I can just feel like all my joints are just like crying out in pain, and I'm like, okay, it's a bit much. But yeah, that's drumming for you.
That's hot takes with Jenny.
That's hot takes for Jenny.
I feel like when, as a musician, I guess, I guess this only makes sense for like. It doesn't make sense for all musicians, but if you're a drummer or a guitarist, and you make yourself bleed, you feel validated as a musician.
Yes.
You're like, yes, I've finally made it. I'm a real musician.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
gosh.
so on like the first snare hit of like a church service, I like cracked my knuckle on the rim and it started bleeding everywhere. But I was just like, yes, this is sick. And I was like, had like blood everywhere. And I was like, I'm a real musician. Because I just like watched Whiplash and then he's like bleeding
Yeah,
and his hands were
yeah.
like... That was from actually playing them. I was just from being an idiot and missing the drum.
You feel like such an action hero, though.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
I feel like
so cool.
if I started bleeding from playing piano, I've done something horribly wrong. No, so it's like completely different for a different instrument. I'm like, what happened to you?
Or if you're a singer, you just start coughing up blood.
Oh, that's not good. And you're just like,
I'm so cool.
Oh gosh.
Wow. What a journey we've been on.
Yes.
Hopefully the video is still recording.
yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
If
I
not,
guess we'll
it's
find
just an
out.
audio podcast,
Have
which
we?
is what a podcast
Is there anything else to add?
Do you
Is there
have any?
other
Did you have any
segments?
topics?
I didn't have any topics. Did you?
Did you
No.
want to talk about anything?
I didn't even know I was going to be on this, honestly.
You're
until I got
our,
here.
you're our guest. You could talk about anything.
Anything you
Oh,
want?
I have something to mention.
Yes.
So today I opened Snapchat, and you know how it does like the memories thing, like 1 year ago today. So I had a 1 year ago today video, and it was of me laughing because I was watching your episode Moon Milk. I was listening to it
That's
today a
classic.
year ago, actually. And look, here I am on the
Oh my
podcast
gosh.
1 year ago later.
Dreams do come true.
They do. Oh my gosh, I've made it. No, so it was me laughing because I was obviously like sending it to you to appreciate it. I don't know. And like because I had the caption of what I was laughing at, which was like if you could teleport 2 liters of milk into anyone's stomach, who would you pick? And I was just losing it.
That
was
one of my favorite bits from
it was
any
amazing.
podcast.
I was eating my breakfast because I had a sip of tea and I spat it everywhere. I remember it because I thought it was hilarious. So that's my contribution to this.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm going to ask you.
Yes.
If you could teleport 2 liters of
my
milk
gosh.
into anyone's stomach, who would you teleport?
And when?
Oh.
And when? In what context?
That's so. Oh.
Sorry to spring this on you.
Yeah,
Such
it's a really big like. I feel like I remember whenever I don't even know what your guys' answers was. Yours was on the moon.
Yeah, mine was Neil Armstrong.
That was really good.
I forgot about that.
Or Obama at any point in time.
Ah, that's good. The moon one is really good. Like I thought that
One
was
small step
exceptional. Because that would change so many things.
Yeah.
I feel like. What was yours? Did you ever give one?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But I'll give one now. I've just been
Okay.
watching like World War II stuff.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be hilarious if in one of Hitler's recorded speeches, if he just vomited up milk? I feel like that could have
good.
derailed his whole thing a lot
That
earlier.
could have stopped the war.
That could have. But just 2 liters of milk.
Someone get on that.
Someone validate that. Like when he was like early, like in like before the political party was like controlling everything. Like when he first joined, if it was making his like first speech at that political party, and then he just started
Yeah,
vomiting
if
up
you
milk,
vomit
I
milk.
feel like that'd be like, who is this guy?
Yeah, this is true.
Damn, that could
That's
maybe
what-
that
that's
could like
why-
lose someone an election. Like, could you imagine if
Yeah.
like you're about to vote and then you find out the candidate you're voting for just like vomited up a pint of milk?
I don't know. Would that change
I
your
wouldn't
vote?
change my mind, but I'd be like, that's funny.
I feel like that might make me vote for someone.
But, like- Yeah.
I feel like you mean like now media could like obviously twist that, so I guess it
Yeah,
could
and
lose
be
votes.
like, oh, he was hungover or something.
And he was
Yeah.
vomiting up milk.
Yeah, yeah. He was drunk off milk.
Too many milk and Baileys.
Oh, like the headline would be like, paid off by the milk industry or
Nice.
something.
Big milk.
Big milk.
Okay, I
You
know
have
who
an answer?
I know who I would teleport. Okay, it's nothing profound. I would teleport 2 liters of milk into Matthew's stomach at the point in time
And-
when sorry.
Oh, this is the point in the podcast where you find out I actually drank 2 liters of milk before.
No, I would do it at the moment at Connor's wedding when he's asking, when he's got the microphone and he's asking everyone what their favourite part of the night was. And he goes on to explain, in real life, what happened. He went on to say that his favourite part of the night was when him and Biggie got to swap. They both got a different dessert. They both got a different dessert. They got to halve their dessert, so they got to try both of the desserts. So I would choose him to throw up 2 liters of milk at that time as he's talking about.
I thought you were gonna say like as the vows of being. I do.
I was thinking that. I was like, this is funny because it comes with a funny story.
I've seen a
Yes.
video. Have you seen that video?
What video?
Of like
Video.
the celebrant who's like reading the vows. Just
Renee
starts
Ritchie.
vomiting
What?
at this person's wedding,
Oh,
and the
that's
bride
right.
like runs off crying and stuff. It's
Oh.
like,
Holy crap.
yeah, I remembered that.
That's insane.
If you're watching this and you don't believe me, look it up. It's a thing.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Also, when you were saying you were going to teleport it into Dr. Doot's stomach,
Dr. Doot.
I thought you were going to say when, like in that podcast, when he was asking if you could teleport to this and
That'd be awesome.
in my stomach,
That'd
who would
be
it be?
so
And then he just
cool.
like,
That would be good. Then you
Except-
would have to watch this
actually,
one to know.
I don't know about that one because that wasn't a video podcast, so that would
It would have been even better, I think. 'Cause
just the
I don't
audio.
know. And then you losing it, and commentating. Dr. Doot is throwing up 2 liters of milk as we speak.
Just thinking you did this like a long con bit thing where you were like secretly chugging 2 liters of milk.
Oh gosh,
Oh my gosh.
it's good.
Alright, I think that might be.
Yeah, that's a hefty podcast.
Yeah.
It is.
I like it.
An extra person
Yeah.
means there's more time.
Yeah.
More words are said.
Yeah.
Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Our formal invitation in the mail.
Yes, I was excited when it was received.
Yeah, this has been another episode of the
See
Wish and
Dr.
podcast. Goodbye.